Inside Jelsma Stadium, Chris Evans along with Phil Nichols, we get set for week 2 of the high school football season. The Ponca City Wildcats coming to Jelsma Stadium here on Friday night. Ponca City 0-2, Guthrie 0-2. Both teams desperately need a win.
Yeah, big game this week for both squads. You know, going into district play, this is the last time to try to get a little momentum, get a little confidence for the kids. Should be a heck of a ball game.
And both teams will have a bye next week, and I think the bye comes at a good time for both programs.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I know that we're a little beat up in some key places. You know, and it's been a rough non-district schedule so far. So, I think if you talk to the coaches, give them some truth serum, they'd probably tell you that week off comes at a perfect time so we can get kids healthy, get them psychologically kind of where they want to be, and get ready to roll into district play.
And it gets them ready for a tough contest because Ponca City will have Booker T. Washington here in a couple of weeks. Guthrie will have Carl Albert to open up. So it comes at a good time, I think, overall for these. Yeah,
and both teams are going to need all hands on deck for those first round of district play, and so it comes at a perfect time for both squads.
We look at both programs, again, struggling 0-2 this year, and you know, Ponca City 10 wins in the last 5 years, and, you know, and they've struggled with their head coach. Coach Allen has done a good job of building that program. Still struggle, though, to get the wins, and losses this year already at Memorial and Enid. Guthrie obviously lost to Enid as well, and Shawnee last week inside Jelsma.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a weird year. You know, Ponca historically, as you said, they've struggled a little bit to get the W's. Guthrie not so much, obviously. This is kind of an unusual year for us with young kids already beat up a little bit and some injuries and just some kids trying to find their way. But we do see some things in the first 2 games, the second half, where Guthrie really made some good adjustments. Like Coach BB said, if we can get them to play all 4 quarters, we're going to be a pretty darn good football team. And I think that I'd be surprised if we don't see 4 quarters of good execution from the Jays this week.
Yeah, Blue Jays off to slow starts in the first 2, trying to get that going in the second half. And Ponca City and Guthrie, both young ball clubs. A lot of comparisons between these 2 programs. You look at quarterback and running back for Ponca City. They're both sophomores. Their playmaker's a senior, but Ponca City offense returns 3 starters from a year ago and 1 defensive starter from a year ago, and he only played half the year due to injury.
Yeah, so I mean, we really don't know what you're getting with Ponca. I know the one young man that transferred in, their tailback, came in from Ark City, Kansas, their move-in. So nobody's seen him before. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. You've got one of their wideouts as a sophomore, quarterback's a sophomore, the tailback transfer is a sophomore. So as you said, a really young squad.
Of course, one of the biggest difference in 6A and 5A, of course, Guthrie has seen 6A Enid, 6A number Shawnee. 6A Ponca is the defensive line compared to 5A, 6A. That's the most noticeable difference.
Well, I mean, and depth. Typically, they got more of those kids. You know, they got more of the bigger kids up front. But I think, you know, from a matchup perspective, this is going to be a good week for Guthrie. I mean, I really think with what the coaches are doing and preparation, I mean, I got to believe this is the week that the Blue Jays get over the hump.
And this has been a good series for the Blue Jays in Ponca City dating back to 2010. Well, if you're a Guthrie fan, it's been a pretty good series.
Yeah, it's been a great series,
Blue Jays had won 7 in a row dating back to 2010 until last year's. Ponca City won that game 9-0 in a weather-shortened game.
Yeah, it was the night of lightning, right? And we battled on. We're going to play. We're not going to play. I felt like we were there till 4 in the morning. You know, of course, a lot of people may not remember this, but last year also we were missing who I thought was the MVP of our defense last year in Junior Bob. And it's just, you know, he was out. He was ill that day, and we really noticed it. We had no pressure on the quarterback all night, and so I really think that was just one of those nights where the weather was crazy, and so was everything else.
Yeah, couldn't get anything going, especially offensively, and Blue Jays looked at reverse that trend here Friday night against Ponca City, and one of many great games, especially 5A football. Phil, you got Carl Albert taking on Ada, and then the Catholics, Bishop McGinnis taking on Bishop Kelly.
Which I think, if I'm setting it up, that'd be the game of the week for 5A football, no question. I mean, of course, we saw Kelly in the scrimmage earlier this year. A very, very good football team. I think they'll win 10, 11 games, if not more. It wouldn't surprise me to see them there in the semifinals and deeper even, and then McGinnis is McGinnis, right? I mean, they always seem to have 1 or 2 creatures on the field, and so that should be a well of a game. And that game usually ends up 9-6, 6-3, you know, 14-10, something. So it should be a good ball game.
And you got athletes on both sides. Usually there's not that it factor, but there are a few. Dominic Richardson, the running back from McGinnis, and the linebacker for Bishop Kelly. They're the it factors.
Boy, I tell you, if we weren't playing, I'd go watch that ball game just to watch that linebacker running back matchup, because that cat from the kid from Kelly is an animal. I mean, he's big, he's 6'4", 220 pounds, can flat run, and when he gets there, he's got some bad intentions. So he's a fun kid to watch.
A game note for the Guthrie Ponca City game will not be on the radio on 93.7 FM KSBI due to Oklahoma State football playing South Alabama.
They're more important than us.
I guess they get the lead over Guthrie football, but we will be live on Guthrie Sports page, GuthrieNewsPage.com, listening to the ball game, watch it on the YouTube live stream. So a lot of ways to catch us, despite not being on the radio. Then, if you're unable to be here, we invite you to here. We'll have the rebroadcast in the coming days afterwards. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that I've always been really proud of you, Chris, is you keep adding equipment and add ways to get the game out to kids as aunts, uncles, grandparents, folks that maybe just can't make it to the ball game, and that's a big deal for these kids, you know, to be able to share. You know, over the years in basketball, we've done this for years with basketball and baseball, and you know, basketball, we've had family members watching from different countries before watching kids play, and so
our talk show the other day had a viewer from Hawaii.
Yeah. So it's really cool, and again, I know you did that so that the kids can extend that out and more people can watch him play. So my hat's off to you. That's a cool thing.
It'll be a beautiful night for football. We invite you right here to take it all in here at Jelson Stadium. Guthrie and Ponca City should be fun.
It'll be a good ball game.
Both teams again 0-2, looking for that first win to be a big one before both teams head off to bye week. For Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. We'll see you Friday night, Guthrie, Ponca City.